Good morning. I am Tessa-Marie and welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you feeling on this wonderful Wednesday morning, August 28th, 2024? Hello, Stacy, my dear. How are you feeling today? Hello, Marina. How are you feeling today? Hi, Terry. How are you feeling today? Hello, Colin. How are you feeling today? Good morning, wonderful people. It is August 28th. 2024 and it's 8 a.m. so let's get the show on the road. Those of you who don't know, my book is out, and yesterday I did an interview on Amazon with Cyrus Webb. It was an amazing time. I really enjoyed it, and Cyrus featured two of my other books. He featured the Goal Setting Journal and the Morning Blessings, and of course he brought in the 5 pillars. It was a really good experience. It's really nice. It's so professionally done. It was amazing, and people could see you, and they were on several different platforms. But I had to laugh because Cyrus, bought one of the Morning Blessings, and he brings it out and it looks tattered and worn, and I go, what did you do to the book? He said, well, there's so many wonderful things inside of it. And he went and he quoted one about courage. I don't know exactly where it is, so I can't show you in the book, but what he said in that particular one, when he featured the Morning Blessings, was that I spoke about what Theodore Roosevelt said so many years ago, that it's not the critic that counts, it's the man in the arena, right? That was his speech. And it is an amazing speech. So he said that really resonated with him. And it resonates with a lot of us. That we are the one that takes the blow. We fall over and over. And we get up and do it again and again. And in life, that is what it really is. And so long ago, as I said in the Morning Blessings, that Theodore Roosevelt said that. And it still resonates with us today. All those years ago, The Man in the Arena. If you've never read that poem, you should. And it's, as he said, they don't build statues to critics. So it was really thing. And it really, as you know, the Morning Blessings were written to my children. And that brings us to something we talked about last week. How many of you dare to write a note that I asked? Put a note, send a note to somebody. Send a note to the child, the son, the daughter, the bigger one, the older one, the younger one. Just a note. It doesn't have to be on fancy paper. It has to be in your writing though. On a piece just say, I admire you. Especially now, if you have nieces or nephews or grandchildren or children of your own that are now entering school in next week, be there. And let them know it's going to be okay. The new grade is tough. The new environment is going to be different. There are going to be new people. You might be the new one in that group. But it takes courage. And you have to stand up. And you have to go in there. And you must do your best. Give them that little vitamin. Share that with them. Let them know you're right behind them. Because really, that's what life is all about. Supporting each other. So anyway, I release the 5 pillars of prosperity to the ethers. I release it to the world and let it go and bring one point, one little thing from this pillar to somebody. One of the pillars there's somebody somewhere in some obscure place in the world that will scroll through Amazon and hear what Cyrus talked about and ask questions about. And when you spread your perfume, remember, it's not all of the fragrance that will hit everybody at the same time. Maybe just a little, but that's what's important, that a little bit of your fragrance goes to somebody else. And that's why send a note to somebody you love. Let them know, I'm here, I'm there. You need me, I'm there. I'm just a phone call away. I'm just a note away. And let's do this. So the Morning Blessings. Let's get going. I said, you saw the heading, right? So you're waiting, the teacher is waiting, and you are looking for a little bit for life, for more from life, but the teacher is waiting. And that is a tough thing to realize, and are you going to get it? Are you looking somewhere else? Because you see, The nurturing of nature is part of where the teacher lies. You desire more from life, observe nature. And you'll go Tessa-Marie, nurturing nature, observe nature. Nature is a teacher. We do not have to go far to find the teachers we need to enable us to live that fulfilled life that we so crave. We do not have to step into another realm. We do not have to go into another world. We can stay exactly where we are and find our teacher called nature. I said that to someone, and they said, Tessa-Marie, it's a concrete jungle. But even in a concrete jungle, you will find nature. I prove that. And again, it's not because you cannot buy this book anywhere because it wasn't written to be bought. It was written in a moment, and a moment of time. It was written in a feeling. I talked about it yesterday, but that's not why I'm bringing it in, because nature will happen everywhere, anywhere it wants to happen. So when people say to me, Tessa-Marie, you talk a lot about nature, but it's a concrete jungle everywhere, I go, no, it's not. No, it's not. When you are struggling, that's what I do not use, but that's how people talk. When you are challenged to find your root and you're not finding it, and you return to me with Tessa-Marie, it's a jungle out there. It's a concrete jungle out there. Which one? And last year or the year before, I showed you guys what happened when I left an oak leaf lettuce to seed in the garden. I showed you. I let my lettuce go to seed, all of them, and sometimes, the different types of spinach. Let them seed. And in the spring, I will find plants all through the garden. And these I use and eat and share, and they seed again. But for the past couple of years, seeds are ending up in the wall of the vegetable garden, right in the crevices. Now, that's a difficult place to grow, isn't it? Concrete blocks are there. But that seed decide in fall, I'm going to plant myself there, like that tree. That seed that came from another city and wanted to go to the big city and plant himself there to grow, herself there to grow, with a purpose. It was difficult, it was challenging. So when I ask you to learn from nature, I know what I'm talking about. Nature is resilient. Nature does not give up. Those seeds, that lettuce seed and that seed from that other city, had a hard time. It was difficult. It was challenging. It was whatever word you choose to use. When I say go to nature, do not tell me, Tessa-Marie, it's only concrete. No. When I saw that tree in 1997 growing between the cracks, between this train station like Penn Station, Central Station, any big train station in London, New York, anyone, Paris, Toronto, and I'm sitting going east, sitting next to the window. I had just finished writing a 4-hour exam. It was summertime. The sun was still up. It was still light. We started at 3:30 and I think we finished at 4. I don't even know anymore. And I look as I'm driving. I see this little tree, but it's in the crevices, the cracks between the O'Keefe Center, or this what they call it, Sony Center, and the train station. And it was growing there. And that, in 35 minutes, I wrote this story. And what I'm saying is that, was it me? Is it you? You're pushing through because all you have is this concrete jungle. But if you insist that it is only a piece of concrete and nothing can grow, next time you go for a walk, look at the resilience of nature. Look at where a dandelion will grow. But sometimes it's not a dandelion. It might be a tiny sunflower. Go there. Stop and look at it. We get everything we need from nature. We need to understand that. So, nurturing nature. You're looking for a better life. You want more. You desire more. Look at nature. Nature is a teacher. Of all the great works that we can experience, there is not one that is enduring and absolute as nature. No matter what great work we look at, there isn't another experience that we can have that is as enduring and absolute as nature. When you look, the changing of the seasons reflects the changing of our life. When you were a teenager, every muscle was carved beautifully. There was no dimples. There was no sagginess of the skin. Right? If you look at a new tree and you go to a brand new tree growing and you touch the trunk, it is as smooth as a six-pack. It is as smooth as a woman's curve. And we want to fight nature by our turn when our body changes. When our eyes are no longer as bright, but they have wisdom within them. When you look at a tree, an arborist can tell you exactly how old a tree is by the rings around the tree. But we forget that we can have rings too. We want to fix them. We want to fill them with cement. We want to take away every wrinkle we have because, we're supposed to look perpetually like Madonna. But you notice, she didn't crack a big smile. So she stayed like that. Yet we give her so much homage. And there we are, that smile. We have nature smiling at us. We feel the smiles of nature with the wind caressing your face on a hot summer day. You feel when you lean against a trunk of a tree on a hot summer day and curl up with a book. Have you ever tried that? Anywhere. My parents' property in the city is on the beach. And there were coconut trees. And my best place for me to read was leaning against the trunk of the coconut tree, shaded by those big, beautiful leaves, and praying to God a coconut does not fall on my head. And maybe that is why Kamala Harris asked, that mother said to her, what happened to you? You fell from a coconut tree? So that's what it is. You're sitting under there and you're reading a book. You're into Enid Blyton as a teenager. You're reading Enid Blyton and you haven't ever read a book, pick it up, get curious. That is the best book for children, and there were so many more. And then you turn and you begin reading under the same coconut tree, Lady Chatterley's Lover. And you keep going. And you're leading against nature. What does it do for you? Did it cement my love of reading and writing from those moments? So when we're looking for more, drop in on nature and ask nature to teach you something. Talk to nature. Nature has energy. A few months ago, the garden had space. Yeah, lots of space. And we planted things. And Irene came this morning to clean the garden and she said, what do I do? Irene has never asked that question before. Because where she would spend hours cleaning was just so full of beautiful foliage of flowers. That took years to bring it to that. So she said, I'll cut over here, but let's do this in September. But in March, it wasn't like that, was it? And in September, it will not be like that, will it? So the change in the seasons, see it in the mountain, the ocean. I wrote something about it. The reason why we are drawn to the ocean is because it gives us a deeper reflection of who we are than we get from a mirror. The ebb and the flow of life. That's why we cannot help to stand in front of the ocean. We mightn't even go in it, but it draws us in. because it is showing us exactly who we are. You want to contemplate? You have a choice, a decision to make. Stand by the ocean. Never feel too big when you stand by the ocean. The energy that the ocean is giving you is reflecting on who you really are. I haven't said hello to some people. Hi Lorna, good morning. How are you feeling this morning? Yuko, good morning. Yes, the thing about the ocean, we are drawn to it like flies, like a moth to a lamp. Why? And we stand there and we watch the ebb and the flow of the waves. And it sprays our face. Good morning, Angelina. How are you feeling this morning? So you see, when we want more, we should look at nature and see that, yes, nature is going to give us what we want. We see it. You know, it's a better picture than any art we could ever see anywhere. Of all the great works that we can experience, there is not one that is enduring and as absolute as nature. The change in the seasons, the ocean, and even we go in the desert, the forest, it's all there. We see the changes in the sun, and in a single day we see various elements of the sun. We see how the moon and the stars dance, and how the clouds come in. Good morning, Julie. How are you feeling today? We see it all, but we look for something outside of nature and not realizing that, hey, nature is resilient. Nature does not give up. Nature takes the blow and starts again. In 13 and 14 winter, we had what was called an ice storm. And if you had seen the city of Toronto, it was just covered in ice. I watched the trees around me bend. They bend with the weight of the ice. And when the warmth and the sun came up and the ice disappeared, these trees came back. They took the blow of the ice storm in 13-14 winter, and they stood up and they said, I'm back. So when you are getting hurt and you are challenged, ask yourself and say to yourself, if nature can do this, I'm going to be like nature. Make sure that you hi Kathleen, good morning. How are you feeling today? That you have as much resilience as nature. When we saw that ice storm in 13-14 winter, it was scary. We were sitting, and it was Christmas Eve, and we were sitting there and we just said, everything went still. But when it was all over and the sun came out, those trees picked up and they continued going, and some of them lost branches, just like this tree has a crooked branch, but it kept going. It's still there today. So when we are deciding, we want more from life, and we do not want to continue on our quest, and all we see is a concrete jungle in front of us, and you cannot find anything in nature. Look at the pavement. What is growing in the crack? I showed it to you last summer. If you ever go to a store and you find a lettuce called oak leaf lettuce, buy it. It is so delicious as a lettuce. But it grows and they seed. Everything has a seed. But year after year, the seeds, the plants that I leave to seed in the garden, drop in this little crevice in the rock, and it decides, I'm going to get going. I'm going to be a tree by next summer. I'm going to be there to feed Tessa-Marie and her family next summer. I am going to do this. Is it easy? It's weathered the winter, and then it's sprung tiny. And you should see me. I actually add some water to between the cracks and gingerly shake it so I do not kill the roots, and then my finger a hole and put it in there. So when you are looking, look at nature. Nature is teaching us the examples we need to have to live a fulfilled life. Nature tells you, yes, you were slim and sexy and every nerve and sinew was in place and you had no wrinkles, no dimples, no this, no that. and then you want to fight it by filling it with something. Touch the tree. That tree you knew as a child, growing up in your neighborhood, that you admire, is it still there? And if it is, does it look the same? So while we are straining and pushing ourselves to create a new person from an old person, internally we can, but externally we can't. And we have to learn that. We have to realize we cannot use concrete and fix those wrinkles. It's not going to work. And even if it's work, it's only for a time. Embrace who you are now and choose to live your life and emulate nature. Nature is a great teacher. We see the changes in the sun and the moon, and every single day we see. The thing is, we do not have to understand the science of nature to understand it. So we do not have to know science about nature. We just have to look at it. We are drawn, no matter where you go and there's an ocean, I have to go to the ocean. It's the freezing Atlantic Ocean. The freeze, when in Tahiti, the Pacific is different, a different type of buoyancy. You want to be there. You want to inhale it. And you know why? The reason why we are drawn to the ocean is because it gives us a deeper reflection of who we are than we would get from a mirror. It hits us where it matters. Looking for inspiration, go outside. You don't know what to do and you want to be inspired. Step outside. Sit, walk, run outside. Just sit. You're walking by a park bench. Just sit for a moment and look at what happens. We spend more time. If we spend more time observing nature, we would see the reflection of our own lives in nature. Nature cracks and bends and twists. And the old tree gets pain. And we are the old tree. And we need to embrace the moment and change and go in and decide what we can look horrible on the outside. But if we have that thing in the inside that is constantly burning, we will live. We know that. Look at Stephen Hawking. He couldn't even talk, twisted and gnarly in a chair. And yet, he even went on Big Bang Theory and teased Sheldon. You think he gave up? He did not wait for death to come to him. That's where I am. I'm going to do the best if I am. That's what nature does. The sun does not give up. The moon decides it's going to shine. The stars come and peep. The cloud said, oh no, I need a spot here of day and night. The cloud is the challenges we have. Clouds never stop. The sun never stop pushing through. So nature is our teacher. Nature is your best teacher. Instead of asking somebody to what it is I need to do, go to nature and look at it. You are too busy looking over there, anywhere but where you should look. So we will see the reflection in our own lives of nature. Be in awe when you see the formation of birds across the sky. Be in awe when you stand before the ocean. What is making it move? Ask that question. How do those birds know to go in a formation? There is a leader, but the leader gets tired and the leader goes to the back and somebody else steps in. That's life. Maybe a younger bird. Maybe it's just teaching the young birds how to do it. So when in all of our doing, we need to be. And when we are in the moment and we are being, that's when we learn. We do not have to fight a war all the time. There are other ways to fight a war. There are other days to get over something. You do not know what to do, you ask that question. If you were me, what would you do now? With tears running down your face, you ask that question. And when somebody dares to look at you face to face and insult you, you ask them that question. Or even if they're trying to insult you, are you okay? The minute you do that, you're sending it back at them. But you need to be in the moment. And the only way to practice being in the moment is to practice going outside. You're facing a difficult situation. You cannot get your root into this situation. Go outside. Go outside. Even if it's for 1 minute, just step outside. Do you know there are people that never leave their homes to go outside? Or if they do, they just get in their car, they go where they're supposed to go, and they come back. They never sit and inhale the energy of the day. Oh, it's a skunk. It smells like a skunk. Well, we know that. So what are you making a face about that for? It's a skunk. I make people laugh when I said where the pergola is in that northwest corner, I share that corner with the raccoons. They were there doing their thing, and they would leave me a nice pile of poo. I would get the hose and I'd push it away, and then I'd put my chair and I'd sit. We shared that for years. So if they drop by, it's okay. Because we're sharing in the world. We're taking different time. They did their thing at night, I'm there during the day. And that is the yin and yang of life. So do not be afraid that there is somebody that has learned more and is better than you than what you're doing. Do not be afraid of that. There's always room for one more. My mom used to say, and I know in Canada they would say, Colin's mother, just put another potato, put another potato in the pot because somebody dropped by. My mother would say, oh, just put some more provision, take another piece, cut it, you take less. We give. There's room enough. There's always enough to share. Your wisdom, your knowledge, your possession, a meal, a nice word. We're still waiting for the notes. Did you send them? I asked you that already. Nature sends it to you. The wind blushes across your face. You were visiting somebody. Did you take the time and surprise them? You have their address. Send them a note. How you enjoy being with them. Just do that. You have a friend. You speak to them on the phone, but surprise them. Nature surprises you with a nice bit of wind across your face. I said, get your book, go outside, lean against a tree, sit on the ground. Let the energy of the earth heal you. Let it remove all that electricity we have in our homes from your body. We call it grounding. Just stand there barefoot and see how you will sleep tonight. Nature is a teacher of how to live our life. The colors of nature should remind us of the variation in humans' being. All different shapes and sizes, yes. You desire to be an important person, spend time in nature. You desire to be that amazing, improved human being, spend time in nature. Wherever you are, there is a door, and nature has the key. So wherever you are, there is a door, and nature has the key. How do you get the key? You want something from me, you come to me. You go outside and you ask nature, show me. Just show me what I should see today, what I should feel today. You don't know how to heal a relationship? Go to the teacher and say, I need to fix this. I need respect. I need that person to realize I am worthy. I am better than that. What do I do? Go to the teacher. You're going to a friend and ask that friend that question, and the friend is not able to help themselves, and you expect them to help you. And you wonder when you do what they say, it doesn't happen for you because it doesn't belong to you. You will find your true answer from nature by going directly to nature. Nature is resilient. Nature never gives up. That is why you find things growing in crevices wherever you go. And when you look at the world and all you see is a concrete jungle, well, there, guess what? That's all you will have. But they say, the earth still grounds you if you stand on concrete. So you do not have to only stand on the earth. That concrete jungle you just talked about cannot fight Mother Nature and her grounding purpose and her grounding remedy. So even on concrete, even in that concrete jungle, the energy of the healing powers of Mother Nature will come through. So you choose. You choose. We have to be careful though. When we say it's a jungle out there, a concrete jungle, that's what you're going to get. It doesn't matter even if you're saying it for fun. And if you're saying it just like this, it doesn't really matter because you have said it. And whatever you say, that's what you get. If all you see out there is concrete, then that's all you will receive. But if you see that plant that is resilient, that little tree growing in the crack between the Sony Center and the CN Union Station in Toronto, that tree, at 9 o'clock on a summer night when the sun hadn't set, that's when I saw it. And that's when I wrote. I still have that piece of paper. It wasn't even a book. It was a piece of paper in my purse. And I just wrote it. And by the time I got home, it was there. Because that I was out there looking at nature. So step out and let nature be your teacher if you want to improve your life in any way possible. And here we are. It is an amazing, wonderful day. I need to tell you, Kathleen, I need to tell you guys, Kathleen is still here. The course starts on the 28th on the Saturday. The 25th or 24th, you know, is the Tuesday. And it starts at 7 and Saturday at 1. You need to register. I have already told you, and $77.97 for 7 classes is less than $10 an hour, whatever. But there we are. And that's part of the teaching. The purpose of this is to spread it, to let you know. Cyrus talked about the pillar of spiritual prosperity. It really intrigued him when he interviewed me on Amazon yesterday. It is in this pillar we store fear, judgment, and beliefs. We also look to this pillar for hope. We believe in a power outside of ourselves, which will come to our rescue and save us from disaster. That's the pillar of spiritual prosperity. We hide our fear of punishment from our God in this pillar. The fear of not pleasing or doing the right things can cripple us and prevent us from taking action to help ourselves. We often use this pillar to judge and condemn others who do not practice the same type of religion or faith as we do. When we think of our spiritual prosperity, we need not look at it from a religious place. Spiritual prosperity is more than religion. It is how we treat ourselves and others. Spiritual prosperity is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to yourself. Modern translation, treat others exactly as you desire others to treat us. So, do not condemn those you do not know. Make no assumption. Use exquisite and impeccable words to talk about others. Your opinion of others does not matter. It only reflects your life 10 years from now. And the only control is to do your best to improve your life. Step out in nature. A long time ago, somebody said something to me, having a discussion, and I asked, why did you do that? And they said to me, we did it because we don't want people to tell us we cannot live where we want to live. But if we have this, we can build our own home. So I said, okay. Fast forward, 10 years later, they haven't built their own home. And they're in the situation now where they have to make a choice. Can I stay there? Or will the others who are also part of it kick me out? Because I realized, no, it was not only mine. So you see how long it took for the reality of the thought, the decision to buy something based on the fear that later on somebody might tell me, get out. Well, the fear is becoming the reality. And that's why. And that's why. And that's for that reason. We should always watch what we say. It does not belong to anybody else. We are prophesizing every time we open our mouth. Have a great day. See you tomorrow on Thursday. Oh, I am going to do a library course tomorrow at North York Central Library. So I won't be doing the YouTube channel tomorrow, but I'll do it on Friday. So Friday at noon, I will do it. The YouTube Love channel. So, how to enjoy your life. Thanks, Angelina. Thanks, Stacy. Have a wonderful day. So, Stacy, Angelina, Yuko, Marina, Colin, Julie, Lorna, and Loretta. Thank you, wonderful humans, for being here. And have a great and amazing day. I love you. And yesterday was entertaining. I'm glad all of you were happy with my disasters. But we survived. I'm here. I am resilient. It crashed. We did that. It didn't work so good. That didn't stop me, though. Here I am. Have a great day.